What's going on, Socialites? Welcome back to another episode, your Pokemon podcast, GPS tracking for everything you need to know about the Global Pokemon Society Draft League and all things Pokemon news in general. So, kind of a slow news week, but we do have a couple things to go over, and then we'll be going over the Week 4 results of the GPS as well. So let's take a look at that, hopping right into the news here. Mamoswine released earlier last night, I guess, from when you're watching this. It was released even earlier than we usually see it released, but Mamoswine's available in Pokemon Unite. I haven't unlocked it yet. I still need like 1,000 gold coins. Probably get it tomorrow or today as you're watching this, but definitely strong. Very strong defender. Kind of reminds me of Blastoise, which was our last new Pokemon for Unite. Tanky, bulky, but hits hard. Has a real nice dash attack, high horsepower, and also has an Icicle Crash that slows and does big damage. So definitely excited to try Mamoswine. I've been liking Venusaur. Takes a while to get going, but as a lot of people have said, the Petal Dance Giga Drain build is very, very good. Alright, the second little piece of news that we got is we got a new Pokemon revealed. Move him over here. Clevor. This is a Hisuian evolution for Scyther. And if I can bring this up a little bit, maybe. As you see here, Bug and Rock. So pretty good typing. Usually Bug does pretty well when it's paired with other types. So you only got a few weaknesses here. Trying to center that. Looks pretty cool, I suppose. We don't know anything else about that. It gets a signature attack, Stone Axe. So we'll have to see. We don't know base power, effect, accuracy, anything for that. We don't, he looks cool. Clevor, the Waco Scizors might be changing to the Waco Clevors, so let us know what you think about that as well. Alright, so hopping into the league here. Wow. They had everything set up and then Clevor messed me up. Anyway, hopping into week 4. We still got 5 undefeated teams. Oof. Don't worry. It's going to be cut down real quick. Real quick. Just this week. Denver and Black City are going to be playing against each other. And Pittsburgh and Boston are playing against each other. So you're going to see this go down to at least 3. Going to go from 5 to at least 3, so look forward to that. But we do see Denver staying on top, 4-0 with 22 points. Memphis getting a big boost, sweeping the Daytona Colossals. That's the second sweep for the Colossals, so F in the chat for Joe. So they jump up 21 points. Black City and Pittsburgh both 4-0 with 18 points. And then right behind them is Boston with 17 points. Then we got a couple 3-1 teams. PSG and Vero Beach both at 3-1. As we go down to the 2-2 teams, we see Tokyo Togekiss up there, 2-2. Still not gone swept in any of their matches, so they have 6 games won. Oklahoma Thunderous gets their second win in a row. They move up to 2-2, break into the top 10. And the Charm City Charizards lose their second in a row, so they're going the other way. But they still stay in the top 10. And rounding our 2-2 teams are the Bidoofs and El Paso. El Paso started off 2-0 with 2 very close victories. They didn't even earn any differentials. Just how swingy the games were. And now they've lost 2 in a row, so you see their differential is dropping. Hopefully they should be able to turn around. I do think that they do get a little bit easier of a schedule coming up. Next, we got our 1-3 teams. Lavertown Gangars. Oof, this is one of the big surprises for me. 1-3, -5. So we're going to have a bunch of the undefeated teams on next week's podcast. I wasn't feeling well this past weekend, so couldn't really set up any interviews or not Skyping, but Zooming with the other coaches. But we're going to have an undefeated, mid-season podcast next week. So definitely look forward to that. And we'll kind of say like who our over and underachievers are halfway through the season. And I think unless something crazy happens this next week, I think Lavertown is one of my big underachievers. Then we got the Waco Scissors and the Dragapults. Actually, all three of those I kind of see as underachieving. But I will say, at least for Waco, their next 6 games, so there's 6 remaining games, only one of them is against a team that has more than 1 victory. So they're all going up against 1-3 or 0-4 teams the rest of the way. And the team that does have more than 1 win, which is Denver, which is the top team, they did beat them last season. So maybe Waco has their number. If they can get 5 or 6 wins off, then they'll be right in there. They probably need to get 5 wins. Boost back up there. And then rounding out the 1-3 teams are the Mighty Psyducks. And then we got our 0-4 teams, our basement. 4 0-4 teams. The Diamond Desert Dwellers still looking for that first match win. The Slateport Sableyes right behind them. And then Seattle and Daytona, neither have gone a game win yet. So they are looking for that. We are getting a couple games against these 0-4 teams coming up, so someone's gotta win eventually. So those will be some crazy games. You never know what's gonna happen when 2 winless teams go up against each other. Crazy stuff. All right, next let's take a look at the Pokemon that have been performing well. Take a look here. So this is following week 4. Porygon still up at the top despite not getting any KOs this week. They just have their, just did so well the week before leading up to that they're still up top. But Sandaconda from the Pittsburgh Poltergeist and Metagross of the Black City Zekrom right behind them, both with 13 KOs and 3 feints. PSG, Paris Saint-Germain's got a couple Pokemon in the top 5. Entei and Suicune, the legendary dogs. 2 of the 3 ain't bad. Then you got Mewtwo of the Vero Beach Volcarona. The Diamond Desert Dwellers, I guess this is a bright spot for Team Chrysalineus. Charizard still in the top 10 with those 10 KOs. You do see, though, it gets knocked out quite a bit. Regigigas only on Tokyo for 2 weeks, already cracking the top 10 with 9 KOs. Hatterene still hanging on to the top 10 despite doing nothing since week 1, basically. But you see it's only played in 4 games compared to all these other Pokemon, 7 or even 10 games played. But she's still hanging on there. And then last but not least, Bisharp of the Black City Zekrom picks up a couple more KOs this week, so he edges out Shadow Rider Calyrex to break into the top 10. Alright, so that's about it. Real quick one for you today. So let me know which of the undefeated teams going up against each other this week, Boston and Pittsburgh, Black City and Denver, you think will win. And as always, stay classy, society.